Hey everyone, welcome to Firmly Planted Wellness Live. I'm so excited that you are back with us again. And if this is your first time being on here, welcome. You are going to love our guest today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her in just a minute. But before I do that, I want to let you know what this program is all about. I am coming to you every week with some amazing woman who is serving women in some way of their life to help them live well. So it could be health related, it could be relationship related, it could be business related, anything that is going to help you to be living the best life that you possibly can. So today is another one of these amazing guests that you're going to get to meet here in just a minute. But if we're just meeting for the first time, my name is Lissa Figgins, and I help busy women prioritize their wellness with a simple 3-step plan so they can finally turn knowing into doing, and they can look, feel, and give their best. Because I believe when we're taking care of ourselves, we can better do all the things that we are called to. And today, my guest is Agnese. Agnese, hello, and thanks for joining us today. So cool. Yes, so cool. We met online, and Agnese is from currently living in Switzerland, right?
Yes.
But originally from Latvia. So I love the fact that technology allows us to connect like this, not only to build relationships, but to do business and to help people, in the ways that we do. So let me just read a quick little bio to you about Agnese so you can get an idea for who she is before we hear from her. So Agnese is a productivity strategist and time management expert. Who needs to be more productive and manage their time better? I think everyone is on that train, right? So you're here at the right time. And she has a professional background in quality management and empowerment coaching. So what she's done is she has turned her passion for organizing into her mission to help overwhelmed women entrepreneurs get more productive so they can take the weight off their shoulders and they can, without sacrificing their income flow. So through structure, systems, and processes that bring results, Agnese teaches her clients to scale their business and increase their time freedom. And Agnese, I'm going to tell you right now, this is what everyone wants. So tell me a little bit more in your words, how do you serve women and what led you to that? How did you get there?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention something about the time that you said, how we are able to connect. This is actually something that is challenging right now for so many because we are in such a different time zones, right? And you have to make sure that you can connect, but that fits your schedule. So this is one of the challenging parts right now because everybody is at home, right? Everybody's online. So but how I started, I love working with women because I can relate to them. I'm a productivity strategist now, but I know very well how it feels, how it is to feel overwhelmed because of your work, how it is to be constantly overworked until your health start to suffer. And I don't want that for anyone, and this is all because of lack of balance. And unfortunately, this is what many entrepreneurs experience now. They just put themselves into, we start this journey wanting to have this time freedom, financial independence. And some years in, we might have reached that goal of financial goal, but we still invest all of our time into business. And it doesn't have to be that way, right? You don't have to sacrifice your income because many think that, but if I'm going to work less, I'm going to earn less. But, it doesn't have to be that way. And
do you find that people,
yeah,
I was just going to ask, do you find that people do the opposite where they want to earn more, so they just keep working more and they just traded some other job for, now just working for themselves and sometimes put in more hours than they used to?
Yes, it's a lot of trading. And, some people, they want to escape this 9 to 5 to build that freedom for themselves, whether it's financial or whatever, but they're trading something again. And we have this mindset that if we have 8 hours, we're going to feel 8 hours, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be productive work. You will have to it's just action, it's just things that you do, but are you actually being productive? But how about if we have 4 hours? Would you be able to create the same thing in 4 hours instead of 8? If you ask yourself that question, what would you have to do in those 4 hours to create the same result? Would it be possible?
I love that question. Right?
Look around, there are so many people that are successful, that keep their sanity, and they have balance. They have time for friends, family, hobbies, self-care, and other things, right? And of course, including sleep, exercise, diet, etc. These are all important, right? And it's because they are productive. They prioritize well. And this is what I want for women, because our natural way is like that we're caretakers. We tend to overgive. And through my mentorship in productivity, I also want to empower women to take that time for themselves, to be able to trust the process, to be able to delegate, to say no, and stop putting more on their plate without sacrificing that income flow.
That's amazing. I love the whole idea of taking 8 hours and saying, can I do this in 4 hours? Because I think time is like a vacuum, right? I think you're right. If you have 8 hours, you'll fill all 8 hours working on whatever it is. But if you only have 4 hours, like I know for myself, if the days that I have more of a structured schedule, I get more done, because I think my brain just knows I only have this amount of time to really focus and to get these things done before I have to go do something else that may be out of my routine.
Absolutely, yes. It's that focused action. And unfortunately, we lose it so many times, and it's because of one reason: distractions. And
That was my next question.
Happen to ourselves.
What do you think are some of the top distractions that you find your clients struggle with or face in their day?
Yeah. Well, it's all the notifications, for sure. If you have your laptop open, you have your emails coming in, you see it on the right corner, you're just going to think, oh, I'm quickly going to check this. Oh, what if it's important? And this is how you lose time. Instead of saying, okay, I'm going to check my email in the morning and in the afternoon, and that's it, right? You don't have any notifications, so you don't have that feeling that, oh my God, I have to check it, right? And the same is with the phone. All constantly those messages, the bing, bing, bing that keeps coming in. And we allow that, right? Because we turn them on. So it's our fault. And that constant noise in our emails, I always suggest to unsubscribe from the noise. Yes, there are certain emails that we like to receive because we actually read them, right? We actually pay attention to them, and it's important for our vision, our mission, our goals. But then there are so many that are just newsletters, useless, pointless time wasters. Why do you have them?
Right, and they take away, we think, oh, it's just a quick thing I'm going to look at. I think that it takes
a quick thing.
Right. I've heard that even your brain, I can't remember the number that I heard recently on a podcast, but something like 15 to 20 minutes to get your brain back on track.
Yeah.
After you've just had a quick look at an email.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. And people think, oh, I'm so good at multitasking. I can check my emails and I can answer the phone and do all these things. But in reality, what you actually do, you're not multitasking. You are task switching.
Yes.
You're switching from one to another, and this is how you lose time.
Right. So what are some tips that you have that would be some practical things that our listeners could put into practice, whether they're a busy mom, whether they're a business owner, whether they're working for someone else? What are some practical tips?
Yeah. Well, there are things that we have to take into consideration. As I already said, fundamentals are the cornerstone of productivity, right? So it's sleep, diet, exercise, and environment. Environment-wise, where do you work? What is your workplace? Is it distracting you? Like, what is there that is doesn't allow you to focus, right? Is it highly motivating, inspiring? So what about your workplace? Then all your gadgets like laptop, phone, notifications, what is it there? Do you have like tens and tens of apps that you never use? Why are they there, right? It's pointless. But what I like to do is that if you can just write down things that you do every day or weekly and see what actually matters for you, like in terms of prioritizing things. Like if you could only do certain things in your day from all of your list, what would those things be? So I always like to share this question. If this is the only thing I accomplish today, will I be satisfied? Like, will you be happy with your day? Will you be, right? And like this puts things into perspective very clearly, right? So prioritizing would be the first step. Then you would have to look at what actions you're doing that could be delegated or outsourced, because unfortunately we do spend a lot of time on tasks that are not our zone of genius. And this is how we lose time again, right? Because maybe somebody else is better at creating Canva graphics. Maybe you like doing it, but is it really making you profit? Is it satisfying? Like, what is it? Is it good for your business, for your vision, for your overall mission, right? To look from that point. Then repetitive tasks. What are you doing repetitively and you haven't automated yet? What are those things that could be possibly automated? And you know, so many things that automation is something that like you have to buy an expensive program and then robot will lead your business. It's not like that. It can be small tasks, like you can schedule your week's posts on Facebook in a couple hours. So this is already automation, right? Because it happens without you when you want it to happen, and you don't have to be present at that right moment. So this is already like a small step. And eventually, of course, there are things, and I have experienced it from many entrepreneurs, that there are things that doesn't bring results and can be eliminated.
Sure.
This is probably the hardest part, because we think that everything is important. And this is where the coach or mentor comes in handy, to really look with a clear perspective on the big picture. What is there to focus on? What is worth your time? And what isn't really?
That's great, because we probably waste a lot of time on things that don't really matter or are not making as big of a difference as something else. Yeah. And we could repurpose that time to something that would make a bigger difference.
And just, I wanted to mention, to save money, because delegation also doesn't come easy for many, or outsourcing, right? So I just want to mention this, to remember to never delegate something that can be either automated or eliminated, because you're just gonna waste somebody else's time, but you're paying for it. You're paying for it.
Right.
You're paying for that. So any task that you want to outsource or delegate, it has to be well defined, and it has to be important for your business. Otherwise, why it's there?
That's a great question, because, you know, like you just said, we want to be resourceful and productive with our time, but we also want to be resourceful and productive with our money. And if we're spending money on things that are not going to bring a return on investment, then that's, you know, something that should be eliminated. And I love how you said the difference that it makes in having a coach or having a mentor to be able to come in and look, because I'm a doer. So I'm the type of girl, like, I can figure this out, right? And I know that I have wasted a lot of time and a lot of money. And oftentimes I think we have blind spots, right? We don't always see the things that somebody else can see, who has a bigger bird's eye picture, that can look down on the things we're doing and really ask those questions. Oftentimes I think we haven't taken the time to do the numbers. I just had a conversation with someone the other day. And so after our conversation, she went back and figured out how much money was she making per hour, right? And then how did that fit into the other tasks that she was doing? So knowing our numbers is, for our business, I think is really.
And you know, I talk from experience. I know how important it is to have a coach, to somebody actually to hold your hand and guide you through things. For some, it might be enough to just buy a course for a certain specific thing if you want to improve in your business. However, to have a coach, it's a totally different ballgame.
Right. It's that person to help you implement. And I know I've taken courses and I've implemented what I thought was the correct thing, and then came to find out I wasn't doing it.
I've been there too.
And so then you waste a whole bunch of time and money, and you could just have saved that by working with someone. Well, that's why I'm glad that there's somebody like you who can do this. You know, this is your zone of genius. I like how you described that. And you can come in and help someone look at these different areas of their life or their business, and see where are those things that need to be addressed or need to be eliminated or need to be delegated, you know, those types of things. So what kind of resources can you provide for our audience, and how can someone get in touch with you if they feel like right now they're saying, okay, that's me. I probably am wasting time and money and I need somebody to come in and help me kind of clean things up.
Absolutely. In fact, I have recently created a short video. It's like a little bit over 5 minutes, so it's not going to waste your time. But I share 3 important questions that everybody should ask before they start any task or action in their business to really put things into perspective and prioritize better. So you can find that video on my homepage. Once you go inside, it's going to pop up. And my homepage is agneserudzate.com. So it's my first name and family name.com. Yeah, I can put the link down.
Yes, I'll go ahead and let everyone know right now that you don't have to worry about how to spell Agnes's name. We will, when this loads onto the page, I will have her go in there and put her link directly in there so that you can just click on it and find her right away, because I know you're going to want to do that.
Awesome. Yes, and you can always reach out to me on Facebook. Most of the time I'm there, so feel free.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today to share with us and to give us some of your expertise, some of your knowledge, some of your tips. These are super helpful things. I was taking notes that I know that I will be implementing and can't wait to see that little video that you put together. So thank you. And for those of you who are here as well, I am offering my Booster Energy Guide right now because I find that energy is one of those things, no matter who we are, where we are, how productive we are, how unproductive we are, that is something we always need more of. So if energy is something that you often feel like you don't have enough of or you could use more of, then I will put the link down below as well to my Booster Energy Guide. And that gives you 5 energy zapping habits that you can change that you might be doing right now. You don't even realize are zapping you of energy, just like we're talking about what things zap us of our productivity. So you're going to want to check those things out in the comments, and please share these with other people that you know. You know, Agnes is a great resource. So maybe you're thinking of someone right now that Agnes, you know, this person needs to get in touch with her, that she could really help them with some of the things that they're working through. Please, let's not keep this to ourselves. Let's make sure that we share this with everyone. So I want to thank you guys for joining us today. Next week, I promise to bring you another amazing one. We'll see if we can top this. But Agnes, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you and your time, and I'll look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye, everyone.